Hello students, today we are going to learn about the exchange sacrifice, like how to sacrifice your rook for opponents bishop and knight. When you sacrifice your rook for opponents bishop or knight, it is known as the exchange sacrifice. So you're basically sacrificing a rook and then in return you will get some type of compensation. There are many different ways to sacrifice your rook. And in this video, we are going to look at one very special kind of rook sacrifice, which is when you sacrifice a rook and destroy the opponent's kingside pawn structure, and it leads to a direct checkmating attack on the king. In this position, we are black, our rook is here and opponent's knight is here. Okay, so here black played rook cross f3. Black sacrificed his rook for the knight, so this is an exchange sacrifice. And now white is forced to play g cross f3. Now because of this exchange sacrifice, this pawn structure has been ruined. Now we can attack this king from this file, we can put our pieces here and we can try to attack the opponent's king. That's why here black immediately played knight g5. He wants to bring his queen to g5 and attack on the king. He will play knight f4 and there will be a checkmating attack on the g2 square. White played knight e3 and he protected this square. Black played knight f4. Now this is a permanent weakness, so black can slowly prepare the attack. White played king h1. He wants to play rook to g1 and to use this open g file. And here first black plays knight d1, attacking this f2 pawn, so white defends it. And now black plays queen f6. He is threatening queen cross f3 check. This pawn is also weak, so king has to defend it. Now queen g5 check, king h1, and black played queen h5. He is again attacking this pawn. And black cannot defend with king because of knight f4 check. So once the king moves, then you can capture this pawn. That's why here white is forced to play knight g4. And now you play queen h3. You see, now the queen is near the king and the queen is still threatening the f3 pawn. And white cannot defend it. So he plays rook g1. Black plays queen cross f3 check, rook g2, and black played h5. Now this knight is under attack, so now he plays knight h6 check, taking advantage of this pin. After king f8, if he wants, he can play knight f5. But then after knight f5, black will play knight cross f2 check, king g1, knight h3 check, king has to go to h1, and then he can play knight to f4. So you are going to win this rook. So here he decided to play king g1 and protect his king side, and he decided to sacrifice the knight. Black took the knight. White played bishop c3 and black played knight f4. Now first there is a threat on this rook, and second threat is knight e2 attacking the king and the bishop. So black is going to win material in this position, and that's why white resigned in this position. Let's look at the next example. In this position we are white, and you can see that black's king is completely safe behind these three pawns. But here in this position white played an exchange sacrifice on f6, and black has to play g cross f6, and again this pawn structure is ruined, so your pieces can attack the king. You start with queen h5, you bring your queen near to the king. King defends everything, and now white plays rook f1. White is not in a hurry because white knows that this is a long-term weakness, so he can slowly build the attack. Black plays rook h8. He overprotects the h7 pawn. White plays queen h4, targeting this f6 pawn. Black defends it. White plays knight to d5, attacking this queen and attacking this pawn. So black is forced to take the knight. And now we play e cross d5. Now you can see why black decided to overprotect the h7 square. And now black played rook a d8, attacking our pawn. So we defended. If you look at the material situation right now, black is up 2 points. Black has a rook for the bishop. But this pawn structure is ruined and we have a direct attack on this king. Black played a5 and white played bishop e4. After pawn to b6, white played an interesting move here. He played pawn to b4. Obviously, queen cannot capture it because of queen cross f6 check. So queen has to defend the f6. So black played a cross b4. And now white played a5. Another pawn sacrifice. Black cannot take this pawn because then white will play c5 and these two pawns will become super dangerous. In the next move, white will play d6 and he has to move his queen away. And plus these two pawns are very dangerous. So here he decided to play rook d6 to overprotect f6. White played a cross b6, rook cross b6, queen g3 check, king f8, and white played queen e3, attacking this rook. Rook went back and white played c5. These two passed pawns are super dangerous and black's rook is out of the game. He played h5 and white played d6, queen e6, and he played queen d3. Why? Because he wants to push these pawns forward. Black also decided to push his pawn forward. White played c6. Remember, two connected passed pawns on the 6th rank are more powerful than a rook. Because when you push this pawn one step forward, they are ready to become a queen. He plays rook b4. His idea is to play rook d4. And you first play bishop f5. Opponent plays e4. He counter attacks on our queen. Bishop cross e6, e cross d3, and now we don't even have to defend this bishop. We can directly play c7. Now black plays king g7 to cover the square and white plays d7. And here black resigned. Obviously black cannot capture the bishop because then you will make a queen after rook cross d8, c cross d8. You are a queen up. So that's why black resigned in this position. So when you are sacrificing your rook on f6 or f3 square for a minor piece, then it will leads to a destroyed pawn structure for the opponent. And you can use your pieces to attack the opponent's king. Now let's learn the next idea in the next video.